No injuries have been reported. The cause of the fire is still unknown. Well, lastly, Tammy Katane, the sultry red haired actress who appeared in rock music videos during the heyday of MTV and starred opposite Tom Hanks in the comedy Bachelor Party, has died. She was 59. The Orange County Coroner's Office said she died at her home on Friday. The cause of death was not immediately released. Katane became the rock world's video vixen after appearing on the cover of 2 albums from the heavy metal band Rat and starring in several music videos for Whitesnake. Katane had a tumultuous personal life, which included a brief marriage to Whitesnake's lead singer David Coverdale and a rocky marriage to baseball pitcher Chuck Finley, with whom she had 2 daughters. Cincinnati Reds lefty Wade Miley has added to Major League Baseball's early season onslaught of no-hitters. Miley held Cleveland to no hits with 8 strikeouts and 1 walk in the Reds' 3-0 victory at Progressive Field on Friday night. News time is 7:50. We'll hear weather and traffic together next.
It is 7:51 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Here's Bonnie with a look at what's happening outside.
Thanks, Evan. Well, we don't see any tie-ups, and that's a good thing. US 1, everything's going nice smoothly over the Roosevelt Bridge this morning. 2 on the Turnpike and I-95, everything looking good southbound and northbound. There's your latest look at traffic. It's partly cloudy in Port St. Lucie, 75. In Vantaa, Finland, it's partly cloudy and 51. Here's our forecast from WPTV.
Happy Monday, sunshines, waking up to temperatures in the mid-70s under partly cloudy skies and a few coastal showers coming in from off the ocean. This afternoon, highs in the mid to upper 80s, heat index values in the mid-90s when you factor in that humidity. We'll see partly sunny skies throughout the day, then the chance for some showers and storms developing along the sea breeze. Tomorrow, highs in the mid to upper 80s with a 30% chance for showers and storms, mainly inland. For Wednesday through Friday, hot and humid weather continues, highs in the mid to upper 80s with a chance for some scattered showers and storms. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the biggest little radio show on the biggest little planet, the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie.
7:58 on the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie. And coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, the superintendent of the Martin County School System, Dr. John Millay, is going to be joining us in studio, Bonnie.
Yes, we're so excited to have Dr. Millay and, to find out if he's really getting excited about summer vacation that's coming up.
Definitely.
Or if he's going to be having to stay busy throughout the summer. Does he really get a break?
I think I'm gonna make a bet. All right, gentlemen's bet. I'm gonna make a bet that he gets the entire summer off. He gets to get some R&R. He gets to go up north. He gets to spend time with his kids and his family, and then he comes back sometime in August for work. That's just me. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I hope he gets all that big break, but something tells me there's probably going to be a little bit of work during the summer involved for him, even him.
We'll find out. That and so much more coming up in the 8 o'clock hour right here at WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next. Don't you dare go anywhere.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. We are in hour number 3 on May the 10th, 2021. It is a Monday.
Hi, sir. Do you mind if I step in and set this down for you?
Yes, put it right over here on the counter, if you would please.
I'm so excited.
I know, I'm excited too.
I'm being artistic, just not on this show.
Well, we have to be very artistic on this show, as Simon Cowell says. It's 8:08 on the morning show. Let's certify that.
It's now 8:08 a.m.
And a very artistic person is in studio with us this morning. The superintendent of the Martin County School System is here, Dr. John Millay, and he comes bearing gifts this morning, Bonnie.
Yeah, and they're very tasty.
Yes.
This is some of the best breakfast I've really had in a while.
Yeah, besides the donuts Phil brings all the time.
Those are good too.
Yeah.
Remember, I didn't have a donut
You
last
didn't have
week,
a donut last week,
but I had to
but
have.
a bagel's okay.
Where did you get these bagels? They're so good with the cinnamon and cream cheese.
Yeah.
Bagels Everything on Ocean Boulevard.
Wow.
Nice, good plug for them. And they are
Yes.
delicious.
Yes, they're
Wow.
great. My son and a friend are down from college this week. So they were out dropping me off at work this morning and wanted bagels. So you all went out also.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's a nice thing. Well, John, how are you this morning? How was your weekend?
Doing great. Goes by so fast, as
Doesn't
everybody
it?
knows, but it was a great weekend. It's nice
That's-
to recharge and nice to get this back in another school week.
We all need to recharge, definitely recharge the batteries over the weekend. Then we're back in the hot seat on a Monday. And let's dive right into our conversation. Let's talk a little bit about the state testing that's going on. It is underway, full steam ahead, isn't it?
Absolutely. And the interesting thing with state testing in Florida, as most know, it goes to the end of the school year. We have 14 days. It's hard to believe in Martin County. 14 days of school left for the students. I know they're excited and the staff are excited too to be ticking off, but this has been an important year. It has counted and Florida is counting these tests. So as far as all the students, they're participating in the statewide tests, end of course exams, AP, IB, and AICE assessments. And they are not counting against students the way this is working. There's to get the assessment measures, but they do count this for school accountability and teacher accountability. So we want all of our students to work very, very hard. We use this testing information to make adjustments in our curriculum. So it is important, it's mattered, and our teachers have done a great job this year. You know, we started the year, we've not missed a single day in Martin County.
Not a
That's
single one,
amazing.
huh?
Not a single day. We didn't, correct. We
man.
started 60% approximately traditional. Is the first school district to open here in Florida. And now there's about 83%, I believe,
Excellent.
in
Yeah.
person. So the rest are remote. And so we're wrapping up. It's been a good year. It's been a challenge, but when you look back, we got through it.
It sounds like you've been pretty solid there, Dr. Millay.
I'll
Strong
give that
and
credit
solid.
to our staff.
That's excellent.
Our
Yeah.
custodial staff, maintenance, they've kept things clean. We've tried to hit every factor, our bus drivers. So everybody's worked real hard.
Mhm.
Very nice. Some of the high schools have been named to the FHSAA's list of spring academic team champions. I thought I'd ask you to collaborate on that a little bit, if you would.
Sure. You know, the FHSAA is the sports arm of the state, but it's also not, those students are strong athletes as well, not just strong athletes, but strong academicians. So they've announced its academic team champions for the 2021 season. South Fork High School, number 2 overall. Martin County High School, number 3 overall. They were the state's first and second highest performing public schools in the Class 6A division this school year. Both schools competed against 36 eligible teams in this category. Jensen Beach High School placed 12th in Class 5A category against 35 teams. So proud of all those students, and they're not just doing good on the fields and the courts, but they're working hard in their academics.
They're both so important. They're both as important as one another.
Absolutely.
And good for them for working so hard and much success.
Yes. In order to qualify, schools' individual sports teams must have a GPA of at least 3.0 on an unweighted 4.0. So the team's grade point averages are then compared to other schools in the state with similar enrollment sizes. So great job to all of our students and the staff that teach them.
This is something that I've never heard of before, and I think this is a very cool thing staying with the technology times. there's a new book vending machine that has been unveiled in Martin County. Tell me about this. I find this very intriguing.
It is pretty neat. It's just imagine when you go to the Coke machine or say a chip candy machine with the glass front. That's exactly what it is, but it actually holds books. So it's laid out a little different. You're starting to see these in different parts of the world, I guess, in the country where they'll be out in public a little bit more.
Yeah.
But people can buy books and different items and toys, that type of thing.
An actual book. People are going to begin reading books.
Well, the
because
kids
of this
are.
again.
So our through the Education Foundation of Martin County, they launched a one-of-a-kind book vending machine inside the cafeteria at J.D. Parker Elementary School. The purpose of the vending machines to both incentivize and foster a love of reading. Students set goals with their teachers based on their current skills and their needs. And then once they meet their goals, they get a gold coin, a special coin, and they can purchase the book of their choice from that vending machine. So each book is, they get to keep it. And the first one was installed again at J.D. Parker, and the Education Foundation plans to install those at each of our Title I schools over the next few months. So that's kind of exciting.
It is. Is it kind of like a monstrous vending machine then to hold all of these books? Are these like regular paperback books or?
Yeah, they're little paperback books. And if you can imagine, it's a little bigger than a Coke machine. It's a little more of a rectangular, narrower shape, but similar.
Yeah.
It's just about a dozen titles that you see there, the way they're kind of put in there, but it works. It's really cute.
And all in kind of like little paperback books that they can check out. Yeah. What a nifty idea. This is the first time I've heard of this.
Yeah. And they kids like certain popular little titles and current things. So, there's things that kids would want, and they get to see these in the lunchroom. So if they get their eyes on one and meet their reading goal, and it's based on where they're at. They don't have to have the highest reading level or anything like that. We start them where the level they're at, and they need to make progress. So once they make progress toward their goal, they get the gold coin.
And it gets them reading, and really that's all that matters.
It's
right?
all that matters. If parents are listening, that's the single most important thing I think you can do for a child. We know with safety and, of course, getting the good night's sleep and the food they need, but you don't have to be the strong academician to help a child grow and be great at school. If you read to a child when they're little, that prevention from birth, it all adds up. And sometimes parents, that child wants that book read the third, fourth, and fifth time or 100th time, do it, because that's how they pick up the vocabulary and they learn rote and memory and things like that. So
reading is such an important tool to kids at such a young age. I don't think parents realize how crucial reading is, John.
It's huge. And there's studies after study, the number of words that kids hear and receive from an adult. And I'm not talking about just TV. I'm talking about the spoken word. The more kids hear words, it's been shown the higher their achievement levels will be. So
that's why you don't want to say those swear words in front of the kids.
Yeah.
They'll remember those real quick.
They like to repeat that too.
Yeah. So read to your child.
Yes,
and sometimes it's as simple as like a newspaper that's sitting out.
Yeah.
And make sure your child reads, but read with your child, bounce the story back, just converse. It's huge. It's great a way for parents to have good dialogue, current events. How do parents know or students know what you really think if you don't have those conversations? So books can start great conversations.
John, the Arts Foundation of Martin County has honored student artists for their talent and their creativity. It's something that's called the Martys, isn't it?
The Martys, a neat name here in Martin County. So the Arts Foundation for Martin County's 35th annual Marvin S. Cone High School Juried Art Show and the 18th annual Martys Awards were held recently. This allowed young artists in our community the opportunity to be publicly recognized for their talent. This year's Martys ceremony was at the Barn Theater, and allowing nominated students the opportunity to perform and exhibit their artwork for their family, friends, and members. Each student award earned a $500 scholarship, so that was pretty cool. And a list of winners is on our websites, for that and any information, martinschools.org.
Very nice.
Click around, you'll see it.
Very nice. Lastly, I wanted to touch on the graduations again for parents that are listening that don't know all the ins and outs and the rules and what you can do and what you can't do, what you can bring, what you can't bring. John, if you can collaborate on that for us.
Sure. Well, next week, it's hard to believe.
I know. It's
May 18th.
I got one going through it as well. It's reality.
Crazy?
It's nuts.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So great job, parents. You're almost to the finish line if you've got a senior.
I like
They
that.
survive. You're
It's like a
almost to
race.
the finish
It's a
line.
race.
It's been well, parents know I've raised 3, so
Yeah.
I know getting them.
I'm with you.
It has to end. Parents know that. It's like,
Sometime.
they mean that lovingly, but it has to give. So you're almost done, parents. You hang
Hey,
in there.
let me ask you a question. You raised 3, right?
3.
Was it bittersweet for the last one? How was the last one? Because I'm having I'm starting to get, it's kind of like emotional because to see Gavin, it's a senior year. He's graduating high school. The other 3 are all grown. They're grown adults. They all have careers. But for me, it's kind of like really emotional. And I'm going to be crying when he walks across the stage.
Yeah, it is. Everybody handles it different. It's like I was anticipating, like it hit me a year before.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, this time they're juniors. It's going to be within a year or 2 they're
Yeah.
leaving. So I kind of mourn that little piece, but some do it right at the last minute, like it starts hitting them.
Yeah.
So I just anticipate it, but it's bittersweet, but I think it's kind of a relief too. It's like, that's not the end, but it's a beginning, but it's like you got them there. You're proud of them. You're just happy.
Yeah.
But it's hard to believe, I think your own mortality, you think, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like a milestone for them and for you, but it makes you feel like you're getting a little older too.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
I
please
never
don't even
liked that
go there
feeling.
with that without me.
Yeah.
I kind of felt that during Topanga's 8th grade graduation
Yeah.
too last year.
That's a milestone to go from
Yeah.
middle school into high school. That's a
Yeah.
huge milestone.
It's
It's
just
huge.
I didn't get real teary-eyed, but you get that feeling like, oh, gee, time's going by fast.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, the Jensen Beach High School is going to graduate their seniors Wednesday the 18th, and those ceremonies. For all the information, you can go to our website. They will be doing morning graduations, and we want parents there by 8. So those parking will start before that, and then so they'll have to arrive at school early, and then the school day for the rest of the kids is a little adjusted in the at the high school. So make sure parents are watching those dates. Martin County High School is May 19th and South Fork is May 20th. The last day for all other students is Friday the 28th. So a couple Fridays away. I mean, we're almost there. So
I can't believe that.
it's hard.
It's like it just seems like, I mean, this is May. I started here in January of last year.
Yeah.
And it's almost a year and a half already that I'm married to you. Work wise,
Yeah.
it's my work wife,
Right.
So and it's just it's crazy how time has gone by.
I know, and I'm just
so
like
fast.
wondering how fast the summer is going to go, because I think my favorite time of year here in Florida anyway is that September period where you're
Yeah.
waiting for Halloween and
Yeah.
the holidays are right around the corner. I like that, but it's just like now I think the summer is going to go by so quickly anyway.
Yeah.
Before we know it, it's going to be here.
Well, so, speaking of summer, learning, I said, ends this calendar year, Friday, May 28th. But
Mhm.
the following week, we start summer school.
Mm-hmm.
And summer school is a time where kids can keep that learning going. It's not punitive.
Mm-hmm.
If kids need to catch up, of course it's there, but it's never punitive. It's a whole different outlook. There's
Yeah.
so many summer programs, summer activities, extended day programs for kids. So that following week, a lot of our kids will continue. We'll have those numbers probably in the next week or so for you to report
Mhm.
out. But that's going on in nearly every school that we have, or they're kind of consolidating some of the schools. So parents, it's a great opportunity we're going to free breakfast and lunch, and then we're going to offer transportation as our goal across the district
Great.
for each of our schools. And again, some of them may cluster depending on the number of kids at the school, but all
Yeah.
kids are going to have that opportunity. And
Mhm.
if your child struggled a bit, or if you think it would be beneficial for them to have some learning practice, send them on. And it's going to be a fun day. Of course we're learning some academics. It'll be structured, but it's not quite as rigid as the typical school day would be.
Typical
So
school day.
yeah.
And then if they do very well with their academics, treat them to like Sailfish Splash Water Park.
There will be fun activities, no doubt. There's always things that go on, whether it's the extended day, the daycare type child
Yeah.
care program, but some kids can go to the summer school and then complete the day extended day. So parents, child care is important. Everybody's
Yeah.
been a parent knows that. So they have that whole opportunity.
Wow, very, very good. All right, so we're going to test Dr. John Malay's knowledge here because he's the the head of the school board, we're going to see just how knowledgeable he is in Smarter Than a Fifth Grader. And these are just simple fifth grade questions that are in a daily curriculum.
I'm hoping.
Nothing
These
to
are
worry
pulled.
about.
Nah, you aced it last time.
You're so smart.
These are just fifth grade questions pulled from a legitimate daily curriculum. They're not trick questions or anything like that.
Okay.
And we're going to ask him a couple of questions and have him go up against Bonnie, and we'll see. He aced it last time. He went 5 for 5.
I know.
Bonnie.
I didn't even get a chance
No,
to compete.
he just slaughtered you completely. So we're going to start with Dr. John
My
Millay.
palms are sweating here.
Oh,
you
it's
know.
a piece of cake. Piece of cake.
You're
Winner
fine.
gets a bagel and cream cheese. All right, there we go. So question number 1, John. How many continents are there in the world? Is it A7, B9, or C12?
A.
A is correct.
Okay, yeah. I had a second guess.
You know what?
No,
I was-
notice how he was like hesitant to say the
7, 9.
answer.
You know what? I was thinking 5 right away, and I was thinking,
I
heck,
just
Fine.
quickly tried to count around,
Yeah.
top to the bottom.
Yeah,
thinking,
there you go.
yeah, 7.
All right, question number 2 for you, John. What type of word is noisily? Is it A, a verb, B, an adjective, or C, an adverb?
Well, if it ends in ly,
Mm-hmm.
so C,
Adverb
adverb.
is correct.
See,
2
I
for
was going to
2.
say adjective.
Mhm.
See how good you're doing, Doctor?
Yeah.
All right, here's question number 3. Recently, astronaut Michael Collins passed away at the age of 90 years old. He was on the famous first Apollo moon landing mission. What Apollo number was that? Was it A, Apollo 8, B, Apollo 11, or C, Apollo 12?
I was thinking the movie,
Mhm.
and he wasn't on that,
Mhm.
Mm,
Just thinking.
thinking. Sometimes I would err on C. I'm going to say B.
You're going to go correct.
Yeah.
It's B, Apollo 11.
I would have said 11 too. I
Yeah,
think I
yeah.
just read that last
All right.
week.
Very
Yeah,
good.
it's
Someone
been
I
on the
know.
news.
3 for 3. All right, here we go. Question number 4. If you're looking for a hexagon, how many sides do you see? Hexagon, is it A6, B8, or C10? 6, 8, or 10? A6 is correct.
Oh, very good.
4 for 4.
Woo-hoo.
All right, here we go. Final question. Final
It's
question.
time to take a deep breath and relax. You're doing
Final,
well.
final question. Which branch of the United States government consists of the Senate and the House of Representatives? Is it A, legislative, B, judicial, or C, congressional?
They legislate the laws, so legislature.
There you go. And once again, 5 for 5, a perfect score.
That's great.
See that? Now you can wipe the sweat off the forehead and the palms.
You paid attention in civics too, I can
Yeah.
tell, knowing
Oh.
all of the
Definitely.
all of the branches.
Definitely so,
I'm
without
just
a doubt.
excited that I got them.
All right, very
And
good.
everybody gets a bagel then, right?
Oh man, and
There
they're
you go.
the most delicious bagel.
There you
I'm
go.
so glad you brought these,
Without a
Doctor.
Martin County has a lot of great little bagel places and
Yeah.
niches and restaurants and
They
things
do.
to eat. It's
Yeah.
a really great place to be.
There's so many little places that are even off the beaten path that you don't know about.
Mhm.
Sure.
And
So while we're bringing up all the businesses, mention restaurants, but we put out a career, like a business survey
Mhm.
several weeks ago. And any businesses that would like to maybe have an intern, they don't have to pay the intern, but for the coming year, we're trying to work more of that where kids connect with businesses. For instance, in the radio, they could be here if you ever chose, and they're just watching, learning, given the responsibilities that you would want to give them.
Mhm.
But they just kind of learn and see. But that could be any business, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's retail, whether it's something more in the industry or out in the field.
Yeah.
So medical, but any of those, we're going to try to do a lot more of that,
Okay.
and they won't have to be paid. If it's something an employer wanted to later,
Mhm.
turned into summer, or
yeah.
but we have that. Or if you want to connect with us, there's a survey that's listed, or call the school district, and we'll get you on a list, and we'll try
All
to
right.
make something happen.
All right, sounds great.
Because I
Sounds
think
great.
the best learning is the life experiences, and if you can
Oh,
get
yeah.
out there
Agreed.
firsthand
100%.
with
You apply it.
employers,
You apply it.
100%.
That applied
100%.
learning is huge.
Perfect.
100%. John, I can't thank you enough for stopping in this morning and hanging out with us, and safe travels up to Kissimmee.
Always my pleasure.
You're going to a conference, and the door is always open for you. You're always welcome
Sure
to come
is.
here.
Thank you all.
Thanks so much, John. We'll talk to you real soon, without a doubt. Port St. Lucie and West Palm Beach, it's time to dress up to host the most important event in world baseball. It's the America's qualifier for the Tokyo 2021 Olympic Games, happening May the 31st to June the 5th at Clover Park and Fit Team Ballpark. Both ballparks will be hosting the best 8 teams in the Americas: the U.S., Cuba, Venezuela, the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Canada, Colombia, and Nicaragua. 2 daily games at 1 in the afternoon and 7 at night. Eliminations May 31st to June the 2nd. Finals on June 4th and 5th. America's baseball qualifiers road to Tokyo looking for their pass to the Olympic Games. Do not miss the opportunity to enjoy this magnificent event that will have all the safety and hygiene standards for your protection and that of your family. For more information and to purchase tickets, go to tickets.com right now. It's time for the Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold opening up at $1,838.80 an ounce, and silver opening up at $27.70 an ounce. That's the Precious Metals Report, and it's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
8:32 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. And without further ado, it's time to go to outer space, where Randy Siegel is standing by with the space report. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning, sir. I hope you didn't duck.
No.
Well, good, because you were lucky.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. That Chinese spacecraft that was in orbit, part of their rocket, that was only 16.5 feet wide, 98 feet long, and weighed 21 metric tons, finally re-entered the Earth's atmosphere. It entered the atmosphere at 10:24 a.m. on Sunday, landing harmlessly, if there was any parts left, west of the Maldives archipelago in the Indian Ocean. So one less problem above us with space garbage. NASA's administrator, Bill Nelson, was very critical of China, saying that they did not meet their responsibility of making sure that there would be no problems when a vehicle re-enters the Earth's atmosphere. So not a good thing. It was on this date in history, all the way back to 1967, that Bruce Peterson, flying the lifting body M2F2, made a spectacular crash landing at White Sands, New Mexico. Instead of it just flying and landing, it was one of the tests of a vehicle similar to a shuttle that would land on Earth and show that it could work properly. In this case, the vehicle wheels collapsed and it turned over many times. You probably even saw it and didn't know what you were seeing, because that was the opening footage of the $6 Million Man television series, if you saw it. Well, Bruce Peterson sustained injuries and he lost sight in one eye, but he lived a pretty long life because he passed away at the age of 71 years old in May of 2006. China, when they launched a group of satellites the other day, included a giant panda carrying the flag of China. That giant panda that was put into orbit was 3D printed, and it was 3.5 inches long. The panda model was used to show that China is a space power. And you better believe it, but all throughout China, people are planning to buy panda bears. This afternoon, we're going to learn a whole lot more about NASA and the Axiom space mission that they're going to fly. At 11 o'clock this afternoon, there will be a press conference that will explain a whole lot more about that particular mission. Axiom Space is going to be paying NASA and SpaceX to fly to the International Space Station. When they do this, the big questions that need to be answered is, how much are they going to pay NASA? What's going to be the problems of overlapping on the International Space Station? What are going to be some of the problems with commercial vehicles and astronauts? Will it cause NASA to have to postpone experiments on the station? How will the launch affect other Dragon flights for the International Space Station? Hopefully we'll get a lot of those answers this afternoon. NASA has set in place, or NASA launched over the weekend, another series of Starlink satellites. The launch took place yesterday morning at 2:42 a.m. And yet, you guessed it, SpaceX nailed the landing of the first stage of that Falcon 9 rocket. And believe it or not, it was the 10th time that this rocket has been used. Not a bad way to save money. And they stuck a beautiful landing on the drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You. Well, we also had a highly successful mission again, flight number 5 on Mars by Mars helicopter Ingenuity. Ingenuity took off and landed at what they call an airfield 423 feet to the south of where they landed before. It's a new landing place for the vehicle. So once again, NASA has been very successful with flying Ingenuity on Mars. Perseverance, the mothership, has been able to take a look at where the spacecraft is flying and was able to keep track of it to a large extent. Perseverance continues to take regular weather measurements at Jezero Crater. So they have shown that Mars is roughly minus 21 degrees centimeters, going down as low as minus 80 degrees centimeter. So NASA has shown a very robust and resilient spacecraft. Also, NASA has invited the public at 4 o'clock this afternoon to view NASA TV as they talk more about the OSIRIS-REx spacecraft. At 4:16 p.m., the OSIRIS-REx spacecraft, having scooped up pieces of the asteroid Ryugu, will be heading back to Earth. And they will fire their main thrusters to push it away from Bennu at approximately 16 minutes after it happens. It takes 16 minutes to get the signal back to Earth that everything is okay. Could you imagine driving somewhere and you have to wait 16 minutes before you actually know you got there? Well, that's what NASA has to do with these spacecrafts that are far away from Earth. The 4 astronauts who flew on the second crewed Dragon mission described how they felt during their launch. One of the astronauts, Victor Glover, said that he was a little bit surprised at his first mission. He said that he felt like a cartoon character when they experienced the G-forces, that your face is just sagging down. Kind of felt like putty. He also said that the acceleration he did not expect on his chest, but it did make him a little bit difficult to breathe. Each experience by crew members is slightly different when you talk about the various spacecrafts that can be flown, namely the Soyuz for Russia, previously the Space Shuttle, and now the Dragon spacecraft. When you ask U.S. astronaut Shannon Walker, she says that the landing felt a little bit easier on Dragon than it did on the Soyuz. Tomorrow we'll tell you about the press conferences and what Jeff Bezos is saying about the first astronaut crew. So until tomorrow, have a great day, everybody.
Thank you very much. That's Randy Siegel with a Space Report on the program. He's here each and every weekday around this time, giving you the latest and greatest information pertaining to all things NASA. Time to get on the road and go up the street, down the corner, and on the right side of the road, there's this little building, and it's called Ellie's Downtown Deli. And boy, you'd be surprised at some of the most delectable treats that there are out there, buddy.
Yes, Evan, you're correct. Like an ahi tuna fajita wrap. Boy, you get the wrap of your choice. You can have a spinach wrap, the garlic herb, and of course, the ahi tuna fajita wrap includes a fajita spiced rare ahi tuna with jasmine rice, sauteed peppers and onions, spicy mayo. You get carrots and fresh mozzarella in this. This fresh jumbo wrap is a real treat. And enjoy some of Mark's other fresh jumbo wraps, like the Reuben. Like, yes, it's a Reuben sandwich wrapped up in a wrap of your choice. Try delicious soups at Ellie's Deli. Side items, too, like fluffy potato salad, crispy cool coleslaw, and, of course, some chef's pasta salad that Mark's preparing right now. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart now has their patio back open, plus they're at 50% dining inside with a full menu for pickup or delivery. Ellie's also has full dinners available for takeout, plus their fabulous desserts as well. Call 772-781-6605 to order and pick up today. They're located at 18 Southeast 6th Street, just off Colorado in Stewart. Call 772-781-6605. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stewart.
8:42 right now is the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news one more time, all brought to you by our good friends at St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin for the best deals in town on all types of precious metals. It's always St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Bonnie has the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning once again. Florida is marking a milestone in its effort to eradicate the coronavirus. The Department of Health announced yesterday that over 7 million people in the state have now been completely vaccinated. One Martin County healthcare hero is opening up about his battle against COVID-19 as he returns to the front lines to help others. WPTV's Derek Lowe has the story.
Returning to work to help save lives.
The first couple months were difficult because of how easy I wore out.
Daniel Rice is now back at Cleveland Clinic South Hospital, where he was in the thick of the COVID fight from the beginning. A fight that nearly took his own life after contracting the virus in April of last year.
When I got to the ER, they had to help me out of the car. I couldn't even stand. My temp was 102.3.
Within just 24 hours, the 37-year-old nurse of 3 years was placed on a remote breathing machine.
A lot of people don't make it. I was the first prone patient.
His support system was right there by Daniel's side, loved ones and fellow caretakers looking after him after he was intubated in the ICU for days.
Being able to go outside and see everyone rallying for me, it was a happy moment.
Just months later, Daniel was back to work on the front lines, sharing his insight, helping others fight the battle so many have lost.
It's given me a much more broader understanding of what's going through the patient's mind when things like that happen, because I went through it too. I was the patient.
In Stewart, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV. News Channel 5.
Public stores in Florida are offering walk-in COVID-19 vaccination clinics starting today. The stores will offer both the Moderna and the Johnson & Johnson shots. A new Florida law regarding amendments to the state constitution faces a legal challenge.
A day after the governor signed the bill, the ACLU filed suit to stop a law limiting contributions to ballot initiatives. The latest effort by Republicans in the state legislature to foil ballot initiatives they don't like puts a $3,000 cap on contributions to political committees trying to get issues on the ballot. The ACLU suit says it violates the First Amendment. I'm John McQuiston.
Firefighters battled a fire near the Spanish Lakes community in Port St. Lucie on Sunday. Evacuations were underway for people who live east of Silver Oak Drive. Authorities discontinued the evacuation at approximately 6:18 p.m., but asked residents of Spanish Lakes Original to shelter in place. St. Lucie County Sheriff Ken Mascara said the fire started at around 4 p.m. on Dyer Road. The fire did engulf 3 homes and 2 cars. Sheriff Mascara said a severe westward wind pushed the fire into Spanish Lakes. No injuries have been reported. The cause of the fire, too, is still unknown. Florida is paying tribute this week to those the governor says protect our freedoms and defend our society. Ron DeSantis announcing the Florida Historic Capitol will be lit blue in honor of National Police Week. An Indian River County Corrections deputy has been fired after being arrested by Port St. Lucie police Saturday night on a domestic violence battery charge involving alcohol. According to Sheriff Eric Flowers, former Corporal Chris Swindell was arrested overnight. This is not his first incident involving alcohol. Before I took office, he had another incident that landed in internal affairs. It was investigated and he received a suspension for that. Flowers said, I did meet with him upon taking office, and we had a serious discussion. You know, this is it. This is the end of the line. And he assured me he was committed to our agency. Unfortunately, he just didn't follow through with his end of the bargain. Swindell was booked into the St. Lucie County Jail early Sunday. Within hours of being notified of the arrest, Flowers terminated Swindell. And lastly, an annual tradition unlike any other is returning to Key West. After being canceled last year by the pandemic, the Ernest Hemingway Lookalike Contest will come back in July. And a look at our Major League Baseball scores. The Red Sox yesterday losing to Baltimore 4-3. The New York Yankees over Washington Nationals 3-2. Milwaukee Brewers beat Miami Marlins 2-1. It was the New York Mets 4-2 over the Arizona Diamondbacks. White Sox beating the Royals. The Pirates win, so do the St. Louis Cardinals. And Atlanta Braves over Philly. News time is 8:47. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
You're listening to the
8:48 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie, and it's time for traffic and weather together. What's going on outside, Bonnie?
Well, nothing on our roadways, and that's a good thing. So our latest outlook at the Florida Highway Patrol, it's a clear ride this morning. We're not finding any accidents on US 1. Major highways looking good and clear. There's your latest look at traffic. And we're up to 77 in Stewart. In Fremont, California, a clear sky and 53. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Happy Monday sunshines, waking up to temperatures in the mid-70s under partly cloudy skies and a few coastal showers coming in from off the ocean. This afternoon, highs in the mid to upper 80s, heat index values in the mid-90s when you factor in that humidity. We'll see partly sunny skies throughout the day, then the chance for some showers and storms developing along the sea breeze. Tomorrow, highs in the mid to upper 80s with a 30% chance for showers and storms, mainly inland. For Wednesday through Friday, hot and humid weather continues, highs in the mid to upper 80s with a chance for some scattered showers and storms.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Do you have a suggestion for the show? Send us an email, WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. And now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
It's the day after Mother's Day. No more sleeping in on your one day a year. No breakfast in bed. Laundry's piling up. Boogers on the wall. Your special day is over and it's time to get back to mothering. Mothering. Issue instructions. Repeat instructions. Repeat instructions one more time. Really loudly. Don't forget to caffeinate. Think, oh my God, these kids are driving me crazy. Why do I even bother? Say no at least 15 times. The day after Mother's Day. Boy, could you use a nap.
Yeah. How about that one, right? Now it's back to reality. You get primed and pampered and everything yesterday, and then you wake up this morning and you're like, what the heck happened?
There's one thing I can say no way to in there. There's no way in heck that my laundry is going to be loading up and just getting into huge high piles once again.
Okay.
We're going to keep an eye on that laundry, kids, and make sure there's no folding, which seems like all day sometimes.
Well, you don't have any children in the house. The only child you have, the wild child, Gary himself, but that's about it.
Do we go through the laundry, though?
Do you really?
Yeah, we must do.
Just you and Gary alone?
Our washing machine must be going at least every other day.
Really?
Maybe every 3 days at least.
We do once a week in our house. We do laundry once a week, and it runs 3 times a week, and that's it.
That's it.
One load for me.
Yeah.
One load for Rachel and one load for Gavin, and then the towels. So that's 4 loads.
Do you do it that way by a rule? Is that a rule in the household, or does it just so happen that way?
It's become a habit that we usually will do laundry once a week. I'll do it once a week. Gavin will do it once a week. Sometimes I can go 2 weeks without doing laundry.
Wow.
Because,
really?
as you
wish
see,
I could.
I mean, you see what I live in. I wear T-shirts and shorts every day. So for me, it's, 7 T-shirts a week. I have a whole closet full of T-shirts, and it's mainly all Mets gear because of baseball season.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Rachel, she wears the same thing to work every day. So for her, it's just black slacks and a maroon polo shirt with the school's logo.
Does she at least have a uniform change, like 2 or 3 different uniforms?
Yeah, she has plenty of shirts.
Wear?
Yeah, she has plenty of shirts to get by for a whole week.
Right.
So she'll go a week. She can't go more than a week. And Gavin, he'll do his laundry about once a week also. But I'm the one that can go like every other week. So that's perfectly fine.
Well, you do it when you hang up those towel. You hang up that towel every time after you shower, and that towel's not going straight through the laundry.
I try to teach Gavin that. Now, we have a hamper inside the laundry room that is strictly for towels only.
Okay.
And that's what he puts the towel in. So every time he takes a shower, he doesn't reuse his towels. He just puts it in the hamper.
Just stays uniform. Yep.
Yeah, it just goes in the hamper and we get a fresh towel.
There you go.
So that just piles up.
A fresh towel once in a while is what you need.
Yeah, exactly. So what's on your plate for today? What are you doing when you get out of here?
I'm not going to go and make any impulse purchases.
Are
anywhere.
You insinuating that I make impulse purchases?
Yeah, they're saying that impulse buying is up 51% from a year ago, which I guess is a thing for the economy. Well, but in the past year, the average American has made 12 impulse purchases and spent $276 every month on them.
Okay, well, I will tell you this much. I am guilty of that. I make impulse purchases left and right, especially now that I've shunned away from eBay, and now I am more hooked on Amazon. I buy a lot of my things on Amazon, and yes, I make impulse purchases on
What
Amazon.
do you think you're spending? What do you think you're purchasing the most on? Probably the electronics for you, right?
Well, yeah, because I have this new photo booth that we bought for my business, and it's starting to get popular, so I have to make sure and buy all the things that I need for the photo booth.
But I don't think that's considered really an impulse. I think that's if it's necessary for your business. But do you have any things that you're guilty about that you just purchase on a whim and you're grabbing it?
No.
You're I do that with groceries. I'll go to the grocery store,
right,
and I'll go in there, and 9 out of 10 times I'll grab things that I didn't even intend to grab and purchase.
Yeah. I am guilty of impulse buying. I'm very guilty of
They
that.
say that the most impulsiveness comes with food and groceries.
Yeah.
So you find that now really with truly, I'm hearing from friends who get hooked on that Grubhub and they like order food, at home like 2 or 3 times a week. That's kind of
That's
impulsive.
expensive. That gets very expensive though.
It does.
Because you're paying all the fees too on top of it.
What is it, like a $4 fee, and then I think you're paying a tip for the delivery driver.
So I mean, after if you order 7 days a week, for God's sakes, it can be quite expensive.
It really adds up,
Yeah.
yes. But you know what? After hearing how much fun it is from my friends, I think I might try it this week. I think I'm going to try.
You're gonna try Grubhub?
Yeah, maybe I'll order
All right.
Olive Garden through Grubhub or something.
Oh.
And
I love Olive Garden.
treat yourself.
That's decadent.
Treat yourself, right, Evan?
I wish Olive Garden was open early in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Because then I could order Olive Garden for breakfast.
I know. You know
Veal
what?
chicken parm
Yeah.
with spaghetti and the breadsticks with the white sauce. You dip them in.
Ooh, yeah, that's decadence. It sounds sinful, but you know what? I might be doing it too.
All right. Folks, that's a wrap for us. Remember, if you have good values on the inside, you won't look for validation on the outside.
Yes, and absolutely enjoy this Monday. Be carefree.
For Shizzle, have a great day, folks. We'll see you right back here tomorrow morning about 21 hours at WSTU Stewart. We're Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next. Don't go anywhere. Bye-bye.